Discipline is often talked about as a key factor in achieving success in your career and your life. Most importantly, I think, because it creates consistency in your behaviours and actions. Now, some leaders struggle to embrace discipline because they feel it creates too many rules and boundaries and feels too strict and rigid. And for some, discipline implies a lack of freedom because the restrictions they perceive that come with discipline feel quite limiting and I suppose leave little room for spontaneity, personal choice, or even intuition. I have a different take on discipline. Being disciplined takes a tremendous amount of courage. To embrace discipline as a tool for success, a leader has to consistently perform small acts of courage over and over again, day in, day out. Courage and discipline are interconnected because when you're disciplined, you are often required to confront difficult tasks, uncomfortable situations, or unfamiliar territory. Being disciplined requires you to establish new habits or break old ones. And to do that, you have to lean into courage to push through that inner resistance to maintain the discipline and make positive change. I've recently been working with a leader who openly admitted to lacking discipline. And after we delved further into that, the lack of discipline was showing up in communication. So frequently changing their mind about protocols without informing the rest of the team, which led to misunderstandings, delayed treatments, even mistakes in administering medications. She struggled with time management and often arrived late to team meetings, which then sent a message to her team that her time was more valuable than theirs. And of course, that resulted in frustration and decreased morale. And she neglected to invest time in training and development for the team. She rarely organised opportunities for further learning or training, and it led to team members feeling undervalued and overlooked, and then this sort of growing sense of stagnation. After leaning into courage to confront her shortcomings and also making a commitment to change, she was ultimately able to engage in transparent communication. She then embraced personal accountability and committed to nurturing her team's growth. The shift in discipline heightened team morale. It enhanced patient care, increased workflow efficiencies, strengthened the practice's reputation, and then eased the challenges of recruitment because she stepped up and therefore her standards she held in terms of hiring staff stepped up too. Becoming more disciplined doesn't have to be mundane or tedious though. I have some fun and unique ways that you can incorporate discipline into your routine. The first is find one thing that you can do every day and commit to doing it for the next 30 days. Now, I set this task for someone recently and we chose something really simple. And it didn't really seem related to discipline in the sense of leadership. But they found a song that they loved and they committed to listening to that song once a day for 30 days, every day. And after 30 days, you'll achieve 30 small wins, but a huge sense of accomplishment. And this is training your brain that disciplined efforts leads to positive outcomes. You can also embrace the 2-minute rule. So the 2-minute rule is if a task takes less than 2 minutes to complete, do it immediately. So this technique helps to prevent procrastination over tasks that seem too small or insignificant and are easy not to be disciplined about, and teaches you to address things immediately and prevent them from piling up and becoming overwhelming. And finally, you could create a discipline jar with random challenges. So you could prepare a jar filled with small disciplined challenges written on slips of paper, and each day draw a challenge from the jar and commit to completing it. And it could be anything like taking a 10-minute walk, reaching out to someone you haven't spoken to in a while, reading 5 pages of a personal development book, expressing appreciation to a colleague, writing a short journal entry. And you can be as diverse with your challenges as you'd like to be, because the element of surprise and variety keeps the experience enjoyable and engaging.